Welcome back to Homestead Aquarius. And today I have an unexpected episode. And I thought that maybe what I have gone through here could possibly help somebody. It's been a long day already. And you know what? On top of many long days. And I haven't had any of this in so long, right? I just picked this up at the store not long ago. Yep. Now, let's open this up. Can we do this with one hand? There are many warnings. It says caution. Edges are sharp. So, there we go, one-handed. We did it with no blood loss. I want you to look at that. That's a fresh can of pineapple. Now that I think about it, I should have brought one out here that was stored. But this is one can. One very tasty can of pineapple. Now, what am I talking about today? Recipe? Nope. That's that tasty can of pineapple. One of the things I've been doing lately is going through an inventory of some of the things that I have stored away. A deep pantry is a good thing to have. Oh, if you properly maintain it. And I try to do that. Now, let me get rid of this pineapple. I want to make mention of something too. I was challenged to do a taking care of business challenge where participants will go into their lives and show what they're doing to take care of business, whatever it is in their own life. This is something that I've got to do. Many of you know that our food situation could be better. And we keep hearing about things going on with it. So I wanted to make sure that I do a quick inventory of what I've got. You should have a running inventory. And I wanted to pass along some information to you. That looks good, don't you think? Okay. I like that. I've got many more cans of that ready to go. Now over here, I'm going to set that away from its cousin. We have another can of pineapple. That can of pineapple. Now look at there. It's excited. It wants to be in my belly too. It's so excited that this can is just exploding with the urge for me to get it in my belly. And that is not going to happen. Well, what happened to this can? Well, this can and a few other cans of my pineapple and some other stuff, I had these tucked away in another place. Not in the best place. And it's one of those things where it goes out of sight, out of mind. Well, that's what happened. And these were not stored in the right way. Okay? Now looky here. Look. That is what I found. See that bulge right there? This is not good. That pineapple there looks almost edible. But I found that lid sitting a couple of feet away from the rest of it. Okay? This is what your canned goods can look like very quickly if you're not storing them correctly. Look at there. Best used by December 22nd or December 2022. I've still got a year on that. But I think I'm going to just let that go. All right? Now looky here. Okay, so what happened? This was stored improperly. You know, you kind of put it over to the side. That's how I'll deal with that later. Well, this is later. All right, and I'm dealing with it. I've got food that I can't eat. And this can go into a very critical situation. Let me just lower that to keep any bugs out of there. I want to eat it all. I don't want to let the bugs get it. But, you know, if you're counting on your canned goods to make a nice recipe for you or fill that belly, if you don't do it right, it's not going to be there for you. Now, I've got another thing over here. I'm fixing to get myself messy. I don't want to do that. Sweet peas. I love pineapple and I love sweet peas. I don't love them in the same bowl, okay? But this is a can of sweet peas, right? And it doesn't slosh. Well, it kind of sloshes, but not really so much sloshing. It's kind of chunky. What you want to do, all right, this is Taking Care of Business Challenge. I mentioned that. I'm about to forget something. But Lori's World and, let's see, Lori's World, Gail's Southern Living is the one that originated this challenge, I believe, but I'm truly not sure. I'm forgetting things. This has been going on for a little while. The Taking Care of Business Challenge. So let me mention those two names. This is nasty stuff here. And I want to give you some tips on what you need to do for your canned goods. And this will really apply for many things. Your canned goods are made to store in a climate-controlled environment. That's how they live out their best life. 75 degrees, somewhere right around there or below. It's best for your canned goods. Heat will affect these as well as freezing. A lot of people think, well, if it's in a can, it's going to be just fine. Well, these went from being just fine to being not so fine really fast, okay? So under 75 degrees and certainly well above freezing. When it goes too hot, all right, let's say they set in 100-degree temperature or they set in your car too long or whatever, they swell up. When a metal can swells up, those seals get stressed, and that's where the air is introduced into the can and the bacteria. It busts the welds in them. So freezing will expand it and hot weather will expand it. So you want to eliminate those things there. Now here's another thing you want to pay attention to as part of your climate control. I'm in the South and we have high humidity here, okay, in Alabama, southern USA here. Our salt is always under attack, much like I am, by these mosquitoes. It's always, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's moisture right there, see? Our salt is always under attack by the humidity. And there's little tricks to handle that. There was none of those employed with that. Now, I don't want to make this a real long video. I'm about to wrap it up. But salt will soak up every bit of humidity that you offer it, just like this one here, right? I bought several of these little containers making some weed killer, and then several more of them when I had ice and snow like that, you know. And these, again, were not in a climate-controlled environment. And you can see what's happened to this salt. This salt does not pour, okay? And the salt girl lies. Now it looks like the candle. It looks like my candle. There you go. It's a pillar of salt. We'll name that Lot's wife there. But humidity is going to kill you. Now here's a quick thing. Well, Mr. Motorcycle went by, so I'm gonna have to do this in two parts. Hang on. Okay, the motorcycle is gone. All right. Store them in your house. Most people are going to be storing their canned goods inside an air-conditioned, heated home. Okay. Mine is not, I don't have central air and heat. And so my humidity level inside my home can go up pretty high. almost the same as it is outside sometimes. So I do have a problem with humidity in my home. For those of you that don't, well, you're lucky. And there may be other people out there that are in a similar situation where they've got an air conditioner. Now, I've got one, but I don't run it. But that moisture stays in the air, and it will affect your preps. Now, these canned goods were in a back out of the way place. I'd had them tucked away. And unknowns to me, there was a little bit of extra moisture, in the form of a leak that I didn't know about. And it got to these. And you see what happened. And the thing is, you see how it's standing there right there? These cans, some of these were stacked on top of one another. And so that moisture, okay, that moisture in the air, the moisture at the bottom of the cans, the moisture that, is maybe present in between them, sets up different chemical reactions. And you start having rust. So even the cans that were not on the carpet that got wet were affected. For lack of a better word, there's galvanic responses. There's, there's different words for it, and I don't know what all they all are. But the pineapple is a loss, okay? All of this stuff I'm going to consider a loss, and I've got more of these inside the house to take care of. We will consider these all a complete and total loss. Now, the salt still looks good, right? It's just in a block form. Anybody got a cow? I'll sell that right now for $5. Salt is one of those things that you really want to keep on hand. And it's a good idea to have a lot of it. And it's also a great idea to store it properly. I have a lot of salt that are in glass jugs. And they stay tight and dry and away from the humidity. And the rest of my canned goods, they're fine. But I would encourage you all to check to see, do a good inventory of what you have in your home and whatever you're doing. Whether it's your food, or your salt or whatever, or your medicines, inventory everything that you have and use on a regular basis, and make sure that you have enough, possibly for a long time. This is a good time to be thinking about that, and time is running short. Just like most people's attention spans. But take care of your canned food. Make sure that you're storing it correctly. And salt, sugar, any of your grains, and research it. That information is out there. You don't have to have something like this happen. You want your pineapple to stay inside the can, like I've got over here, until you get ready for it. So I'm going to say goodbye at this point. So y'all be good and stay strong and press on. Keep doing what you need to do. Keep adding things to your ever-deepening pantry, and keep these things in mind. One other thing, if you are in a situation where it's high humidity, your house is, if it gets a little hotter in your house than it would normally, or colder, if you keep your canned goods inside one of these big plastic totes, and maybe put a layer of cardboard, put a layer of cans and then some cardboard and then some more cans, that'll keep the metal from touching. And also inside that tote, especially if it's sealed, get you some tape or something and seal it away. That's okay. But in that tote, it will have an envelope of air. And inside that tote, it's going to try to stay at a stable, balanced temperature and humidity level. You can even get yourself some humidity absorbers to put in there, because that's just something that you can do. If you're like me and you're not off-grid, but you're pretty dang close to off-grid, this could help save you some money and save you some food. All right, keep your belly full. Y'all be good, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.